Meadows making any such representation?
Are you saying as part of that meeting or separately? Again, without getting into that meeting, I would say that is a statement and a sentiment that I heard from Mark Meadows.
And again, do you know it was on November 23rd or something?
Again, it was probably around that time, and it was probably subsequent to that time. It wasn't a long time.
It's Madden NFL 22, and we'll
Mr. Meadows has refused to testify, and the committee is in litigation.
It's the Falcons and the Cards.
But many other White House officials share the view that once the litigation ended in Electoral College matter, the election was over. And here's President Trump's former press secretary.
I want to clarify
Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Mobile. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons.
And this is what Ivanka Trump told us.
With Charles Davis operating, going in charge. You look at these Cardinal teams they get ready here. The Cougars their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
One of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
I think it was my sentiment, probably prior as well.
Jeff Deere was a White House deputy press secretary. This was his testimony about what he told President Trump.
I told him that my personal viewpoint was that the Electoral College had met, which is the system that our country is set under to elect a president and vice president. I believe that the means for him to pursue litigation was probably close.
And you were all aware that his response, in fact, was he disagreed.
He had the numbers of the game last week.
We've also seen this testimony from Attorney General Barr reflecting a view of the White House staff in late November 2020.
Obviously, 2 interceptions.
And then at that point, I left. And as I walked out of the Oval Office, Jared was there with Dan Scavino, who ran the president's social media and social media guy, police. And I said, how long is he going to carry on with this stolen election stuff? Where's this going to go? And by that time, Meadows had caught up with me, and leaving the office, and caught up to me, and said that he said, look, I think that he's becoming more realistic and knows that there's a limit to how far he can take this. And then Joe said, we're working on this, we're working on it.
Likewise, in this testimony, Cassidy Hutchinson, an aide to Mark Meadows, described her conversations with President Trump's Director of National Intelligence, John F. Flynn, a former Republican congressman.
Landing from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree. One thing they did learn,
of course, underlying all of this is the fundamental principle that the President of the United States cannot and not are empowered to address specific election-related claims. The President cannot simply pretend that the courts have approved it.
By that time, the president or his associates had lost 60 out of 61 cases. They brought to challenge different aspects of the election in a number of states. They lost 60 out of 61 of those cases. the time we get to January 3rd, that's been clear. I assume that you would agree the president is obligated to violate his reports. And I assume you also
strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door. And the way that they did it.
And I assume you also would agree the president has a particular obligation to take care that the law will be faithfully executed.
That is one of the president's obligations.
Time to find out.
Yet President Trump disregarded these court rulings and the counsel from his closest advisors and continued his efforts to cling to power. In our prior hearings, you have heard considerable testimony about President Trump's attempts to corrupt Vice President Pence to refuse to count electoral votes, to corrupt the Department of Justice, to pressure state officials and state legislatures, and to create and submit a series of fake electoral slates. Now, we will show you what other actions President Trump was taking between December 14th, 2020 and January 6th. I yield to the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. West.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. Throughout our hearings, we've heard how President Trump made baseless claims that voting machines were being manipulated by foreign powers in the 2020 election. We've also heard Trump's Attorney General, Bill Barr, describe such claims as complete nonsense, which he told the president. Let's review that testimony.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up.
I saw absolutely zero basis for the allegations, but they remain such a
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he was brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped to the 17.
systemic corruption in the system, and that their votes didn't count, and that these machines controlled by somebody else were actually determining it, which was complete nonsense. And it was being laid out there, and I told them that it was crazy stuff, and they were wasting their time. And it was doing great disservice to the country.
We've learned that President Trump's White House counsel agreed with the Department of Justice about this.
First down, a running play ends up going backwards as he will get close to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 4 yards.
It's fair to say that I agree with Attorney General Barr, that Attorney General Barr's conclusion on December 1st. Yes, I did, and I supported that conclusion.
However, the strong rejection of the Attorney General and the White House counsel of these claims did not stop the president from trying to press them in public. But that's not all he did. Indeed, as you'll see in this clip, the president asked Attorney General Bill Barr to have the Department of Justice seize voting machines in the states.
My recollection is the president said something like, well, we can get to the bottom. Some people say we can get to the bottom of this if the department sees the machine. It was a typical and I said, absolutely not. There's no probable cause of America seizing the machines.
Boy, a curious decision to go for it doesn't pan out.
But this wasn't the end of the matter. On the evening of December 18th, 2020, Sidney Powell, General Michael Flynn, and others entered the White House for an unplanned meeting with the president, a meeting that would last multiple hours and become hot-blooded and contentious.
There are 2 words that we hear
The
coaches say
executive
all
order
the
behind
time.
me
One
on the
starts with a B,
screen
one starts
was
with an S.
drafted on
Ball
December the
security.
16th, just 2 days after the Electoral College vote, by several of the president's outside advisors over a luncheon at the Trump International Hotel. As you can see here, this proposed order directs the Secretary of Defense to seize voting machines, quote, effective immediately. But it goes even further than that. Under the order, President Trump would appoint a special counsel with the power to seize machines and then charge people with crimes with all resources necessary to carry out their duties. The specific plan was to name Sidney Powell as special counsel. The Trump lawyer would spend the post-election period making outlandish claims about Venezuelan and Chinese interference in the election, among others. Here's what White House counsel Pat Cipollone had to say about Sidney Powell's qualifications to take on such expansive authority.
I think Sidney Powell would say that I thought it was the commercial session so I was vehemently
Touchdown, Cardinals.
City Hall told the president that these steps were justified because of her evidence of foreign interference in the 2020 elections. However, as we've seen, the president has no such evidence, and of course, no legal authority for the federal government to seize state voting machines. Here's Mr. Cipollone again denouncing the City Hall's terrible idea.
Touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. And it's now 14-0. But the argument is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And last time this unit was out here, a costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their teams.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And the Cards are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on his first.
For all of its absurdity, the December 18th meeting was critically important because President Trump got to watch up close for several hours as his White House counsel and other White House lawyers destroyed the baseless factual claims and ridiculous legal arguments being offered by Sidney Powell, Mike Flynn, and others. President Trump now knew all these claims were nonsense. Not just from his legal White House lawyers, but also from his own Department of Justice officials and indeed his own campaign officials. As White House counsel Al Cipollone told us.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And they worked this well.
It wasn't just the Justice Department, the Trump campaign, and the Trump White House lawyers who knew it. Even Rudy Giuliani's own legal team admitted that they did not have any real evidence of fraud sufficient to change the election result. Here's an email from Rudy Giuliani's lead investigator, Bernie Carrick, on December 28, 2020, to Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Mr. Carrick did not mince any words. We can do all the investigations we want later, but if the president plans on winning, it's the legislators that have to be moved, and this will do just that. Mr. Carrick wanted the president to win. What he didn't say in this email was what he would later tell the Senate committee in a letter that his lawyer wrote to us in November.
Pretty good job.
The letter said, quote, it was impossible for Mr. Carrick and his team to determine conclusively whether there was widespread fraud or whether that widespread fraud would have altered the outcome of the election. In other words, even Rudy Giuliani's own legal team knew before January 6th that they hadn't collected enough actual evidence to support any of their stolen election claims. Here's what Trump campaign senior advisor Jason Miller told the committee about some of the so-called evidence of fraud that the campaign had seen from the Giuliani team.
So do you know what the example of fraud numbers, names, and supporting evidence was that you sent to Mark Brooks' office? When I say you, I mean you or the campaign. There's some very, very general documents as far as, say, for example, here the handful of dead people in several different states. Here are explanations on a couple of the legal challenges as far as saying that the rules were changed in an unconstitutional manner. But it was facilities
and how they bust on defense and gave up the big play instead. They created their own big play with a pick six.
Here's how President Trump's deputy campaign manager described the evidence of fraud with the campaign.
Wondering if it is over already.
You never came to learn or understand
taken from about the 12. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
That's fair.
And here's testimony that we received from the Speaker of the Arizona House of Representatives, Rush Bowers, about an exchange that he had with Rudy Giuliani after the election. It's the point to
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield, because he has completed 2 passes to his own team. Interceptions are troubling. Is he getting the wrong reads, the wrong progressions? Is he getting fooled by defenses? They've got to figure
Chief of
that out
Staff
over the
Mark Meadows told people that he thought Trump should concede around the time the Electoral College certified the result. But nonetheless, he later worked to try to facilitate President Trump's wishes. Here's what Cassidy Hutchinson told us.
It's a big play there for Atlanta.
During this period,
Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had,
his
and it
goal
was
with all
right on the
this
money.
And to be
to
honest,
keep Trump in office.
hasn't been anything that they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
And even 60 yards in
But
the
when you
air.
begin
Wow.
acknowledging that maybe there
I
wasn't
believe
enough voter
they
fraud
buzzed down. They're going to take
to
another
overturn
look
the
at this
election,
play.
you know,
More
I
reviews coming from the
witnessed
replay
him
official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
start to explore potential
Did he
constitutional
keep those
loopholes
feet in bounds?
more
That's the question
extensively,
they got to
which
decide.
has been
I
connected to
got to
Trump
say,
in
watching it in
series.
real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a
The
catch
startling
because he
conclusion
didn't
is
appear to
this.
bobble it, which could
Even
complicate
an
things.
agreed upon
But even with the
complete
benefit of replay,
lack of evidence
that's
could
pretty
not
tight.
stop President Trump, Mark Meadows and their allies from trying to overturn the results of a free and fair election. So let's return to that meeting at the White House on the evening of December 18th.
So that
That
challenge
night,
is
a group
successful.
showed up at the White House, including Sidney Powell, retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, and former Overstock.com CEO Patrick Byrne. After gaining access to the building from a junior White House staffer, the group made their way to the Oval Office. They were able to speak with the president by himself for some time until White House officials learned of the meeting. What ensued was a heated and profane clash between this group and President Trump's White House advisors, who traded personal insults, accusations of disloyalty to the president, and even challenges to physically fight.
Good thing they do have a little bit
The
of time
meeting
here
would last
still
over
left in the
6 hours,
contest.
beginning
Decent-sized
here
deficit,
in the
but not
Oval
one that they
Office,
can't manage.
moving around the West Wing, and many hours later, ending up in the president's private residence. The select committee has spoken with 6 of the participants, as well as staffers who could hear the screaming from outside the Oval Office. What took place next is best told in their own words, as you will see from this video.
That's Martinez. Now you got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Without an appointment. I have no idea.
On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his right. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Martinez. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. As the clock will stop at 37 seconds to play in this first half.
10 or 15 minutes.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. It's first and 10 at the 14. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That one tipped and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively.
So that was the
And
first
second
point that I
down.
recognized. Okay, there was nobody in there from the White House. Mark's
Back to
gone.
throw again.
What's going on right now?
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have him looking at 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
So I didn't understand how they had gotten in.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. The original in Atlanta touchdown. They get up to the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be a return. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive.
I was asking, like, you claim the Democrats were working with Cuba Chavez as Venezuelans
for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
General Flynn took out a diagram that supposedly showed fines either all over the world, and I think it was communicating with whom via the machines, and some comment about like Nest thermostats being hooked up to the internet.
It's been reported that during this meeting, Ms. Powell talked about dominion voting machines and made various election fraud claims that involve foreign countries such as Venezuela, Iran, and China. Is that accurate? Was the meeting tense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the game.
It was not a casual meeting.
As we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season.
At times there were people shouting at each other, throwing insults at each other. It wasn't just sort of people sitting around on a couch like chit-chatting.
Do you recall whether he raised to Ms. Powell the fact that she and the campaign had lost all of the 60 cases that they had brought in litigation?
Yes.
What was the response?
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
It absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Me verbally. Eric, and we were pushing back, and we were asking one simple question. As a general matter, where is the evidence?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on
So,
first and
what
10.
response did you get when you asked Ms. Powell? Where's the variety of responses based on my recollection?
That's caught by Kelly. It gets you 4.
You can say something, things like this, like, what do you mean, where's the evidence? You should know, things like that, or, I disregard, I would say, a general disregard for the importance of actually
running plays here, passing play.
And, then there was discussion, well, we're going to have an album, or whatever.
And me sitting in his chair, I was fired all over that 9-man when the quarterback was building.
They were kind of coach challenge what she was saying. And she said, well, the judges are corrupt. And I was like, everyone. Every single case that you've done, you guys lost. Everybody's corrupt. Even though it's reported.
Call it a gain of a yard. And they're going to face a
I was nice, but I was much more harsh to her.
So one of the other things that's been reported that was said during this meeting was that President Trump told the White House mayors, Mr. Enforcement and Mr. Maloney that they weren't offering him any solutions, but Ms. Powell and others were. So why not try what Ms. Powell and others were proposing? Do you remember anything along those lines being said by President Trump?
It sounds right.
Like they're just
I think
totally
they got to the point where the screaming
passing the
was
ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
completely out there. When you get people walking in the way they died the whole day, and what they were proposing, I thought was nuts.
Then they turn it over. So
I'm going to categorically describe it as, you guys are not tough enough.
excellent field.
Or maybe I put it another way, you're a bunch of pussies. Excuse the expression, but I'm almost certain the word was used.
Flynn screamed at me that I was a quitter, and he kept on standing up and turning around and screaming at me. And then it was starting to
There's a handoff out of the gun. And he's upended at
I yelled back.
33, following a good pickup of 8.
Had to come over,
Here's a 2nd and 2 now.
push the cigarette ass back down.
The president and the White House team went
From the gun, he'll try to run it.
to the residents,
But
to the upper part of the residence, the big parlor where you can have meetings and conference room. They call it the yellow oval. Yes, exactly, the yellow oval. I always called it the upper. And I'm not exactly sure where the city went. I can make it really I stayed in the cabin. You just got to pull my
This will be 2nd and 10.
Where we started the meeting, it was from a
structural standpoint, which was
set up to throw. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally, down at the 36-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
It would result in President Trump gaining President Trump for a second time.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete.
The meeting finally ended after midnight.
Here at the 26-yard line.
Text messages sent by Cassidy Hutchinson during and after the meeting.
It'll be second and very short.
As you can see,
again, this is
Hutchinson reported that the meeting in the West Wing was unhinged.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
The meeting finally broke up after midnight during the early morning of December 19th. Cassidy Hutchinson captured the moment of Mark Meadows escorting Rudy Giuliani off the White House grounds to, quote, make sure he didn't wander back into the mansion. Certain accounts of this meeting indicate that President Trump granted Ms. House security clearance and appointed her to a somewhat ill-defined position of special counsel.
It's 3rd and 3. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And then he asked him if he had the authority to get me whatever security clearance I needed. And that's the point. He said yes. Left and it totally blew up. That's when Cipollone and/or Hirschman and whoever the other young man was said, you can name her whatever you want to name her, and no one's going to pay any attention to it.
Hands it off out of the gun. He's going to take it down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Over the ensuing days, no further steps were taken to appoint Sidney Powell, but there is some ambiguity about what the president actually said and did during the meeting. Here's how Pat Cipollone described it.
Understanding of whether she had been appointed or what she had been appointed to. And
his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 18. Did he get him? No. They'll mark him down at the 1-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of his mistakes, though, because
he's got his man. It's Collins on touchdown Arizona. A great effort there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. An extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Set now to kick this one away, and off he goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Was ultimately sanctioned by
he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Unfortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle.
Not long after City Powell General Fleet Rudy Giuliani left the White House in the early hours of the morning, President Trump turned away from both his outside advisors, Marcel Hernandez and
all the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
Accepted reality of his loss. Instead, Donald Trump issued a tweet that would galvanize his followers, unleash a political firestorm, and change the course of our history as a country. Trump's purpose was to mobilize a crowd And how do you mobilize a crowd in 2020? With millions of followers on Twitter, President Trump knew exactly how to do it. At 1:42 a.m. on December 19, 2020, shortly after the last participants left the unhinged meeting, Trump sent out the tweet with his explosive invitation. Trump repeated his big lie and claimed it was statistically impossible to have lost the 2020 election before calling for a big protest in D.C. on January 6th. Be there, we'll be wild. Trump supporters responded immediately. Women for America First, a pro-Trump organizing group, had previously applied for a rally permit for January 22nd and 23rd in Washington, D.C., several days after Joe Biden was to be inaugurated. But in the hours after the tweet, they moved their permit to January 6th, 2 weeks before. This rescheduling included the rally where Trump would eventually speak. The next day, Ali Alexander, leader of the Stop the Steal organization, we demobilized Trump supporters who registered protest.com, named after Trump's tweet. While protest.com provided comprehensive information about numerous newly organized protest events in Washington, it included event times, places, speakers, and details on transportation to Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, other key Trump supporters, including far-right media personalities, began promoting the wild protest on January 6th.
December 19th, the year 2020, and one of the most historic events in American history has just taken place. President Trump, at morning hours today, tweeted that he wants the American people to march to Washington, D.C. on January 6th, 2021.
And now Donald Trump is calling on his supporters to descend on Washington, D.C. January 6th.
He's now calling on we, the people, to take action and to show our numbers.
We're going to only be saved by millions of Americans moving to Washington, occupying the entire area, if necessary, storming right into the Capitol. You know,